Hello and welcome. We are going to go through worksheet 3-17 today. I am very appreciative of how kind and courteous you've been to the sub. Let's keep that going. The plan today is do this worksheet. I will do part of it. You will finish the rest. I'll get you started on a lot of them. Please follow along with the video. Then after you finish, you're going to be able to go on the Khan Academy. I've made a recommendation of rounding decimals, and we'll keep cruising through some of those. But let's get started on our worksheet here. 3-17, I am on the homework side. Jamal made a line graph to show the weekly growth of a flower he planted from a seed. How much did the flower grow by week 1? Well, very simple. Find our week 1. Whoops, wrong button. Find our week 1. Head straight up. We crash into that point right there, but that point's not exactly on the line. It's right in between 1.0 and 1.1 or 1.2. Because it's right in between, that would be 1.1 or 1 and 1/10. Now that will be in inches, and I know that because of right there our label in inches. Number 2, how much does the flower grow between week 3 and week 4? So I find week 3. Week 3 goes up to there, week 4 all the way up to here. So we want to know how much did it grow between those 2 points. Well, I notice it went 1, 2 jumps or 2 lines. So 1 line, 2 lines. Each of those lines, all right, is worth a tenth. So we went from 1.9 to 2.1, which gives me 2/10 of a jump. So 0.2 tenths inches, so 2/10 inches. Very good. Number 3, the flower reached its maximum height on week 4. What is the tallest this flower will grow? Well, looking at week 4, you go all the way up to the top right there. You see that it comes across in between the 2.0 and 2.1, or 2.2. That means it is 2 1/10 inches is its maximum growth. Between which 2 weeks did the flower grow the most? Well, remember we talked about this. We talked about if a line is like this, that has very minimal growth. If at all, that's pretty level. Then now here we got a little bit more growth. And now look at this. That's great growth. Look how steep that line is. So the steeper the line, the more growth. Looking at my graph here, I can easily see that my steepest point is this part, or section of the line right here. So going from week 2 to week 3. Week 2 to week 3. Now we can back that up with some math here because we're going 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10 in that 1 week. In this section right here, we grew 5/10 of an inch. In the other sections here, we didn't come even close to that. This would probably be my next closest, would be 1 and 2. 1/10, 2/10, 3/10. But again, 5/10 is the greatest, so it grew the most then. Hey, at the bottom, this is where I'm going to kind of cut you loose a little bit. Table shows the amount of rainfall this month for 4 different cities. Make a bar graph showing the information. Remember to give your graph a title and scale. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you give it an appropriate title based on what we read about. But I will help you with our scale. Looking up here, we have to get up to 25 hundredths, it looks like. So we have to make sure we can get up to 25 hundredths. Looking here, we got to start at 0. We always start at 0. Looks like I could skip by 5 hundredths and make it up there. Let's see if that's correct. 0. And that would be 5 hundredths, not 5/10. And then 0, 1/10, 0 and 15 hundredths, 0, 2/10, 0 and 25 hundredths, 0 and 3/10. 0 and 35 hundredths. Now each of those is in centimeters, and we're talking about rainfall. So we'll label it rainfall, and then in centimeters. So we have that labeled. Your job now is just simply to take the data in that table there, fill that into a bar graph. Should be very simple. Don't forget about your title. I'll let you keep working on that. Number 1, I'll let you do on your own. Show your work in the show your work section. Number 2, I want to talk about because there's 2 numbers or 2 words I'd like to highlight. The first is safe estimate and then ordinary estimate. Ordinary estimate is when you're just going to estimate. It rounds the nearest number. You're going to use that as your estimate for whatever problem you're solving. Oh, that's a reasonable answer. It's near my estimate. Now, a safe estimate is something that you often use with money. You don't want to call up a movie theater and say, how much are movie tickets? And they'll be like, oh, movie tickets are about $5. So you bring $5, you show up at the movie, and all of a sudden it's $5.25. I only have $5. Can I get in? No, it's $5.25. Well, your worker said it was about $5. Yeah, it is about $5. It's $5.25. Well, we want to make sure we use a safe estimate, so we want to always have extra money when we bring it. So we're talking money. Definitely, then, this is a safe estimate. Now, let's talk money a little bit. Anne Marie, she has $125. She wants to buy a jacket for $94 and some boots for $32. Should she estimate the total with a safe estimate or with an ordinary estimate? Does she have enough money? Well, first off, the boots to buy a jacket for $94, so $94 we would estimate to, I just call that $100. Now, she wants some boots for $32. We could call it 30. We could call it 35. 35 would be the safest, but I think I'm going to call it 30 just because I know I went up by 6 over there, so we'll just call it 30. And so when we add those two together, we need $130 to purchase those items. She has $125. Does she have enough money? No. No, she does not. She has $125, needs $130. So she needs $130. She only has $125. Continuing on. Number 3 and number 4, I'll let you work on your own. Again, it says about. When it says about, they're talking estimates. They want you to estimate those answers. You don't need an exact answer. The next section here, these are a little bit tricky. I want to start with number 5, 76 hundredths. So 76, the 6 needs to end in my hundredth place. So 0.76. Currently my 7 is in my tenths place, and my 6 is in my hundredth place. So good, 76 hundredths. That works out great. But now I get here, 349 hundredths. I have students that want to do 349 after that. Oh, wait a minute though. Those students would not be correct because look, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. My 9 is currently in my thousandths place. I need my 9 in my hundredths place. In order to get my 9 in my hundredths place, I need to move over 3 as a whole, 49 hundredths. Now my 9 is in the hundredths place, which I want. So 3 and 49 hundredths. Same thing with number 7. 0.9 will not work because 9 is currently in my tenths place. I need it in my hundredths place. To get my 9 in my hundredths place, I need to put in the 0 right there. I'll let you finish the other ones, moving to the bottom. Number 10, how many congruent isosceles triangles are there? Well, let's start here, right at the bottom. I have 1 isosceles triangle, 2 isosceles triangle, 3 isosceles triangle, 4 isosceles, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 isosceles triangles in the octagon. What is the area of each triangle? Remember the area of our triangles. Area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Well, we're a little bit tricky here because they give us the height as 4 over here, and they don't give us our base, but we know that if they are all the same, this is 3 centimeters, 3 centimeters, those are all 3 centimeters, so this one here is also 3 centimeters. So in place of my B, I can put a 3 centimeters. In place of my height is 4, so it'll be 3. Oops, and I wrote an H. In place of that h, I would like a 4. So we have our base of 3 times our height of 4, and then we have to take half of that. So 3 times 4 gives me 12. 12 times 1/2, which is the same thing as 12 divided by 2, gives me a 6. The area of each triangle would be 6 centimeters squared. Remember, it's area. What is the area of the whole octagon? Well, we said there were 8 triangles. Each triangle has a value of 6. I'll let you figure out the rest on your own. After you finish this worksheet, I'm going to ask that you go to the Khan Academy. In the Khan Academy, I have recommended rounding decimals. So sign into the Khan Academy. Please do rounding decimals first. After you finish rounding decimals, I will encourage you to do a mastery challenge. Okay, so that's what I'd like you to work on now that you are finished with your homework. Keep your homework for tomorrow. We will go through that in class tomorrow. So keep that away. Rounding decimals, mastery challenge under the Khan Academy. Thank you very much.